15.
Hello, hello, dímelo, mi gente.
¿Cómo estás?
¿Très bien?
¿Cómo va tú?
¿Très bien?
Ah, c'est bien.
What's good, my peoples? Hold on, let me get my timer going before we get this thing rolling.
You know what we had to do? Episode 15. That's what we had to do.
Episode 15 of the Terrible Reception Podcast.
But we're doing it differently. You know why?
Yes.
Because I'm going to miss my homie.
Mhm.
I'm actually headed out the country for a week. I'm
Yes.
going to Indonesia, Bali. It's going to be quite the experience. It's been quite a week for me. I'm not going to get into the details. I'm just going to say it's been quite the trip already. But we're out
To say the
here.
least.
You know what? You could show them because your camera's always more popping. But
What are we doing? Oh, okay. So my friend over here was having a rough week, so
yeah,
I figured why not get a couple drinks in on this
Yes.
episode. I figured it would make things interesting. So this episode is sponsored by Maker's Mark.
Hey,
Maker's Mark Bourbon Whiskey.
that looks
Get
official.
your local bottle king.
If like literally Maker's Mark title came in the left side, that would look super official.
Yo, everybody, tag Maker's Mark.
Think
We're-
about it. It's
looking for a
keto
sponsor.
friendly. It's smooth.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? We gotta cheers to that.
Hold up. Let me put this down.
We have a special episode, so we're trying to get a little nice.
Salute.
You know,
So we're trying to see how risky with this whiskey we can get.
a little risky with the whiskey. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna, some truths are gonna come out.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot of topics to discuss, but before we do, let's get these intros going.
Yes.
My name is Jay Suarez
And my name
of
is
Benatton Music.
Parlay, the true gentleman, the whiskey drinker himself.
Yes, sir.
You know how you gave yourself like a dope intro last time?
Mm-hmm.
I said I was
Call
gonna
myself
work
the
on
sexy
it.
beast.
Yeah, you called yourself the sexy beast, so I'm gonna be like, I'm the bearded guardian.
Oh, so you're Thor.
I'm Thor. Except
Thor,
like,
Odin's son.
he's trying to save other things. I'm trying to save the art world. So you know what I'm saying.
I like that.
Yeah.
So welcome to episode 15 of the Terrible Reception Podcast. Did you ever think that we'd get to episode 15?
Episode 15 is like, I see it as halfway to 30.
You know why?
Hmm.
Because it is.
I know. God damn it.
But remember to like, subscribe,
Yes. And
turn on that
comment.
little bell.
Comment, please.
Comment, people, please. We're
You're-
begging you.
You're there. Like there's 13, at least the first 13 people that always view these videos, because every time I check on YouTube, there's 13 people that are ready and willing to watch this. I don't know who you are. Comment
Please let us know.
something. Let us know you're alive.
You have no idea how important it is
Ah.
for us to have comments, likes, subscriptions. It's a numbers game. Always a numbers game. No matter
Yes.
how talented you are, it is always a numbers
Guys,
game. And it gets
think-
really frustrating for us.
Think about high school, right? Was it like, it was the number of friends you had. It's how popular you were, right? It's the same thing in real life. Am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
It's the same bullshit. It's
Mhm.
the same things we lead by. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who's the most popular? Who's being talked about the most? That's all you need.
Before we sound bitter, let me continue with this shit. So like, subscribe, turn on the little bell notification so you can get a notification every time we post a video. I actually tried it the other day and it does work.
Yes.
When the video immediately goes up, you'll get a notification on your phone to let you know that we released a video.
It's a pleasant ding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ling.
You know.
Anyway,
Some
Spotify
of the ladies out there might call it the pleasant ding,
or the boys.
or the boys.
There ain't no discrimination on this side.
See, I
right?
love it. See, Jay, where I might take it one way, he always takes it the other way, and I'm
Yeah,
saying
I'm
in a very positive respect.
Mhm.
He's like, you know what?
Hey, we
It's
gotta,
a new world.
it's all about inclusion, baby.
It's all about inclusion.
Spotify. If that's your route, like us on Spotify, follow us on Spotify, add us to your playlist, music and podcast.
Mhm.
Apple Podcasts as well.
Yes.
Make sure you like and leave a review. Actually, don't even do that just yet because we're gonna jump ship distribution companies. I think I
Apple
mentioned that last
Podcast
one.
sounds like what is that? at McDonald's. The apple
pies. Yo,
Apple
the apple
pies?
pies aren't as good anymore.
No?
I used to love the apple pies at McDonald's.
Really?
They were actually very exceptional.
They were.
And now they're no bueno.
It's like
They're not as filling anymore. They're very thin. The outside is like crusted with sugar. It's weird.
It's weird because I remember the days where my grandpa, he's the one who introduced me into McDonald's French fries.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when they were literally like made with the bacon, not the bacon, the beef fat. And like you could smell them outside. And like it was nostalgia in itself.
From blocks away.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not the same. Like McDonald's, I think it's like it's like small business gone big. It's like I even noticed with like Bear Burger. Shout out to Bear Burger, like you're dope and all, organic. But I remember when I first went, like the burgers were like enormous and they were like really, filled to the T. And like now it's like they skimp. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like once you get popular, you like cut corners. You know
yeah,
what
I think it's just a business decision, so you save money. But like at the same time, it's like you ended up going to this place for one reason only.
Right.
It was satisfying. It was delicious, filling,
great.
And now you don't get that. So
that's unfortunate.
I know.
But yeah, we got a lot of topics to discuss. But we are jumping ship to a different distribution company. So again, if you see our podcast disappearing for a few days, that's why. We will possibly be doing that this week because the other one already ran out of space for us, and we're not even 15 episodes in.
Damn.
So screw them.
But on a positive note, I just want to bring this up real quick. I'm sorry. But Jay and I, you know how we were discussing last time that we were in talks with a really important business meeting.
Ooh, yes. That was actually my first topic.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But you can go ahead.
It's weird.
You already ran into it.
No, it's weird. It's like, I know like sometimes I feel like I'm ruining it, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like we're on the same wavelength.
A lot of times they're good segues.
Yeah,
Most of the time they're good segues.
So in a sense, Jay and I want to toast to this one. We got a second meeting with this very, very important company. I mean,
don't want to name any names just yet.
But
don't want to jinx it.
They have legacy. Let's just put it like that. They have legacy, and we're in talks with them. So hopefully, if you guys are viewers, if you guys are fans, you guys can, root for what you don't know. Just root for us. Put your prayers in. Put your good universe vibes, whatever you believe in. Just
send
put them in
prayers, positive vibes, good juju, whatever you believe in. Send it our direction. On the 22nd, Wednesday the 22nd, I think.
Yeah,
we have our second meeting with the company, and we don't know how many more steps there is after this, but I'm assuming that they invite us over again, so this is a good sign.
A second meeting in this industry is like a second date. Like you know that you're headed in the right direction with a second date. Like you know what I'm saying? It's simple as that.
It's a good thing. It's kind of like an interview process. If they didn't like you the first day, they're not inviting you over again. So
exactly.
But yeah, again, send us your positive vibes, all your prayers, all your good juju. Send them in our direction.
Emoji prayer hands.
If you want to help us out, just Spotify plays, Apple Music plays, whatever you listen to, get those plays up, get those likes up, get those subscriptions up. Every little thing counts, and they're looking at that. They're always looking at that.
When I say emoji prayer hands, right? Do you see it as emoji prayer hands? Or I think a lot of people said that it's actually a high five.
I heard that the other day, but the way I find it the quickest, you see when you type in certain words, you get certain emojis.
Yes.
When I type in the word amen, the prayer hands come up. So
then
it must be prayer hands.
Yeah. So who lied and said it was a high five?
I heard that somewhere. I forget
because
where.
How is two people wearing the same cuff? I see, like, it was like evident to me. Like
they go to a private school.
Maybe. I feel like from a visual aesthetic, it was
or maybe high fiving yourself.
I saw it as prayer hands.
I think everybody, even Drake, tattooed that thing on himself.
He tattooed it?
Didn't he?
What?
He tattooed an emoji on himself, didn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, let me fact check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it was like a big thing.
Gotcha.
But you can continue.
No, it's just like, for me, I love the prayer hands because it's like, it's an emoji that represents like humbleness. I feel like when you put prayer hands, it's like a thank you, like it's something I do. And like I literally do that when I say like thank you to people, like if they compliment me. I don't know how to take like compliments, to be honest.
Look at your boy.
No. The thing is, yes, It is the emoji, but I guess it has to do with like 6 God, like so he's doing prayer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if this was a high five, this would ruin Drake's high five. This tattoo.
It would be like 6 high five. 6'5".
The 6 God would make no sense.
Maybe he is 6. No, he's another. He's like Jay-Z, right? You don't know really what Jay-Z's height is until you meet him.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay-Z, I believe, is 6'1", 6'2". He's like my height.
He's pretty tall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Drake is the same thing. Like you might think he's short, but when you see him, Drake is tall. He's my height.
Is he?
Drake is my height.
Fact checking that too. Shit.
Oh.
Drake height.
Yes.
Under over 6 feet.
6.
6 feet exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So he's pretty tall.
J. Cole's pretty tall. He's 6'2".
Yeah.
Interesting. Kanye is
Right.
shorter than me.
I would think Drake is your height, to be honest.
You would think that?
Or I don't know. You're
don't
like
think that.
the Dominican version of Drake. So.
What Drake wants to be. Let me stop. We all want to be Drake.
As I look into the camera, it's like
success and money. Yeah, okay. He
Jay
wants to be me.
Jay just said, I don't know if it was a large flex or a small flex. That was a big money flex, okay?
That was a pump fake.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because nobody wants to beat me at the moment. Anyway, let's get into some of these topics because I got a lot of topics to cover.
Let's do it.
Now that the spoiler ban, I mean the spoiler, call that the spoiler has been lifted. The spoiler alerts have been lifted on Monday by the actual directors. We can talk about Endgame.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go. What do you think about it? What did you think about it?
First of all, I want to thank you as a friend for inviting me out, and
I take scolding very well.
Having the pleasure to come out.
I'm inviting you to every fucking movie, even if you don't like the movie. I'm gonna fuck it.
No,
at least I invited you.
I had a great fucking time. Even though I didn't eat that whole day, I was just like, I was so excited to go see Endgame and be part of the crew.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought, you know what?
That's not even the original crew either.
No, I know. I saw some people fall off. I see some.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
because everybody saw it beforehand. They were like, "Oh, I found 1 or 2 tickets on Thursday. Fuck you guys."
Your group of friends is like Game of Thrones. We lost a couple people.
Yo, that ass for real.
No, but what I wanted to say is that, what I really enjoyed and what stood out to me from the movie that I emphasized was that I feel that within Marvel, it is one universe, but there is separate. It's kind of like the United States. Each little region has its own flavor. So when you think about like Spider-Man or Thor,
and we have a shitty leader.
This guy, the metaphors are on point today. So like what I was gonna kind of like dive into is just that you have the Spider-Man universe, you have the Thor universe, which I see like has more of a comedic appeal to it, right?
Yeah.
And then like if you go into like
Guardians and Thor.
Yeah, if you go into like the Guardians, a very comedic appeal. I think like all Marvel characters have somewhat, but like some are toned down. Like if you think of Captain America, Tony Stark, like he might be witty, but at the same time, it's more of a serious lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think he uses humor as a way to cope with a lot of things.
Exactly. He's Tony. Like he's very he's a smartass.
Yeah.
So like what I enjoyed about this film is that they between Hulk and Thor and Spider-Man and Captain America and Tony Stark and everybody else involved is that they had such a nice balance of all the universes coming together in this finale. And I think that that's what made the movie very memorable. I think that it had a nice I want to say rhythm, but I want to say like it like you fell into the story nicely. Like
it's a nice flow.
Nice flow. It caught you off guard in the beginning when like, you know, when they beheaded Thor, you're like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Beheaded Thanos.
Oh yeah, fuck, sorry. No, when Thor
it starts off with
when Thor beheaded Thanos.
Hawkeye losing his family.
Exactly.
That set the tone.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just thought like, you know, it eased up well. It was a nice storyline. And the only thing that disappointed me, right, was just literally it wasn't the fight. Like the fight was so epic. When you saw everybody's like team come in for them, epic as hell. I think how Thanos was killed was a little weak. and also the ending of how like everybody was mourning Tony was just like, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it from his daughter. I didn't feel it from his team. I thought it could have been a lot sadder, and I know that they don't want to leave us off with that feeling.
I see what you're
and
saying.
They did a good job by not doing that, but at the same time, it's like I really wanted to feel the end of an era, and including Stan Lee.
Yeah.
You know, like we saw Stan Lee's final performance, but like I didn't feel like
we just lost him.
Yeah, I just feel like they could have gave him more of an honor as the writer and creator of the Marvel universe to balance all those things. I think everything else was flawless though.
I agree with a lot of that actually. Let me see. I do have a couple complaints.
Okay.
And this is just me being nitpicky because I love the movie too.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't understand, and I think they're going to talk about it in the new Spider-Man movie, is how he returns to school and nobody's 5 years older.
I see.
You see at the end, he comes back and he sees his boy.
Yeah.
But
especially with Captain America, like we know that Captain America like forfeited a lot in the beginning of the movies because he forfeited the love of his life. He forfeited a regular lifestyle even after going into the army and stuff like that. We're happy for him as an old man because we're like, okay, you gave up a lot, but you got to live the life that you wanted.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know, like it's like in a sense we know the chaos continues. But we're just left off with like an emptiness. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the same team.
Yeah.
There's no way Tony's coming back. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, to me, there wasn't a fulfillment, and maybe they did that specifically because they know they want to.
Maybe
expand.
They're setting it up. Yeah. I think there's gonna be like some kind of like timeline rift.
Yeah.
Because whenever you mess with time, things always change, and I think they're gonna address some of that in the new Spider-Man film. Because I think they mentioned that Mysterio's from like a different Earth.
Gotcha.
So I think from what I read, or one of the theories, is that Spider-Man is going to be the first one that's going to be like dealing with all these changes and all the effects from the snap and coming back and all this stuff. So hopefully that's what happens, and hopefully that's what they do. And
I think like the Spider-Man series, to be honest, has always been like, it's either directly on point or because like I grew up watching Spider-Man and really a big fan of Spider-Man, where like even my father, like I was big on like the Spider-Man toys, the video games and all that. Like Spider-Man was one of my favorite superheroes growing up. But I never
samesies.
Yeah, like I just never felt like, I get that Peter Parker is like one of those characters that is a little nerdy. I see him like us, right?
He's very relatable.
He's very relatable. Like he's nerdy, but then like he goes into Spider-Man and he's his hero. I see that like with our artistry, right? Like
I was just about to say that.
You know what I'm saying?
This is way of balancing.
Exactly.
Life, yeah.
But like I feel like they've never really done him justice, like in the sense that I feel like they carry that corniness into his character, even when he turns into Spider-Man, rather than like he should carry like the insecurities of a teenager. God bless you.
Shit. I'm already blessed. Thank you.
He should carry the insecurities as a teenager and Tony Parker of like, he's a little cool. He's
Tony Parker.
Oh shit. Peter Parker.
The basketball player.
He becomes a French guy automatically. They can ball the shit out of anybody. The whiskey's finally getting to me. But what I'm saying is like, when you're like Peter Parker, like you're a teenager, you're unsure of yourself and all this, you're trying to like impress a girl and all this other stuff. But like when he becomes Spider-Man,
he still carries that cheesiness to him.
Yeah, but like I feel like still like, yeah, in the movies he carries that cheesiness, where I feel it should become so much more.
I think I understand what you're saying.
Dark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It should be like a whole nother.
I think he's another guy that kind of uses humor to cope with his loss and all this other stuff.
But they I feel like in the Marvel series they really overdo it.
Yeah, I mean, because they have to cater to adults and kids.
Yeah,
because it's like Disney and all. I know,
but
BS,
like,
but
that's when I feel like you do like the whole series injustice. And like for me, like if you grew up on any Marvel character, you want to
Experience some kind of darkness.
exactly like with Thor. I get it.
Mhm.
You know, he always came from a universe that was a little wacky.
Mhm.
I think they did an all right job with that.
Mhm.
Iron Man, the first movie, exceptional.
Mhm.
Like sincerely exceptional. Second and third, I was not a fan of, and I saw them
I don't
both
think
with
anybody
you.
was. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the the one that I said, the thing I didn't like.
Let's check time. Hold on.
The other thing I didn't like was, even though it was kind of funny, just Fat Thor was kind of like weird.
Fat Thor was very weird. It's like I didn't expect that.
It was hilarious though.
Yeah.
But I thought, I don't know, maybe he was gonna bounce back or something.
It made me so uncomfortable
Uh-huh.
because like I whispered to Dom, I was like, "Hey, like, was this me before keto?"
Definitely was. It's just like that skinny fat. It just has that little pudgy belly. It's funny because when he in the final fight scene, when he transforms into his suit, he looks pregnant because
He does.
like has the suit and
I know
like,
the
super
suit like
tight.
transformed to his body. It was
Yeah.
like even the suit gave up. It was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like
So what's the other thing? I hated the fact that, I think it was lazy writing or just crunching a whole bunch of storylines into like 3 hours, but how Hulk just appeared as Smart Hulk, I think they call him.
yeah.
Like they didn't even
Backstory.
they didn't even give like a
I
how they
enjoyed
resolved their
Smart Hulk.
conflict.
I enjoyed Smart Hulk, but
Mhm.
like
Everybody loves
yeah.
the Hulk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he never got his rematch really with Thanos, and just he spoke about how they resolved their conflict, but not exactly how. I wanted to see how they came to.
Honestly, the most dynamic I saw out of Hulk was out of Ragnarok. Like because because honestly you saw like, you know, him really struggling with himself and like really being beastly and then not knowing
combination
who he, you know what it was.
two.
You'd even see that in the Hulk movies.
At all. It
You
was
know
just
what I'm
mostly like rage.
Yeah. So I feel like sometimes you get more out of a character from them spilling into another film than
yeah, man. So that was good. I like that. And let me see, what was the other complaint I had? And they gave Sam Wilson the shield rather than Bucky.
I know.
Which I can kind of see why they did that.
No, I know why they did that.
Which is like the racial diversity, which is cool,
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't think they developed a character enough to, because they've been hyping up Bucky all these damn movies, and I thought he was just gonna pass it to his boy. But I get it, Sam was there, but
I was whispering to anybody next to me, like I was just like, okay, I get it, metaphorical.
So I was like, it was all right. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Anthony Mackie, the actor that plays Sam Wilson, but I just,
you know what catches me off guard the most?
What's that?
His beard shape up.
Yo, I understand that completely
Do you know
because it
what I'm
does bother
saying?
me. Yeah, there's something about it that's just like,
I'm like,
I had that in high school when I was trying to grow this.
Yeah, like
it's just like that little thin thing.
Yeah, I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
But,
somebody tell your mans.
Whose mans is this? Yo, tell Steve to get his boy. But I am looking forward to all these series that are coming out to the Disney streaming service. So there's gonna be one with Bucky and Sam, which is called Winter Soldier and Falcon, or the other way around, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It's got to be sick because Civil War was just like,
yeah,
Civil War was like a great balance. When we saw that, I was like, one storyline, plot, and action was just like on the spectrum, very well balanced.
Yes, sir. Let me see. I don't know how Vision is coming back, because Vision and Scarlet Witch are having a show together called Vision and Wanda, or Wanda and Vision. Loki's gonna have his own thing. You remember what Loki did?
Yeah.
Loki disappeared with the one of the stones. So I think that's how he's starting his own show, where he's like traveling through time and like fucking with like historical figures, which should be cool.
What did you think about that? The Phoenix trailer, X-Men.
I am optimistic.
Okay.
I'm trying to be optimistic because I love the X-Men.
Yeah.
I just hate, and I like Jennifer Lawrence as an actress, and I hated that she is the forefront of the X-Men because she's like the most popular actress out of the crew or whatever. And I hate Mystique, but like, being a good person, or a good guy.
Phoenix, you know, was always like an integral part. It was like a big part of the story of the X-Men.
I feel they're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah,
I
because
really hope they don't, but I feel like they're gonna fuck it up.
because like that brought the universe in where like Apocalypse and like all those people started being introduced. You know what I'm
They
saying?
did Apocalypse so badly.
I know.
And Oscar Isaac is such a good actor, and it's
I
just
know.
like I hated it so much.
But I mean,
I'm hoping for the best because I love the X-Men.
I
They're
kind
my
of like
favorite.
what they did with Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's always been dope,
Yeah.
no matter which X-Men movie.
I've always
it's
waited for a
always
Nightcrawler solo movie though.
Mhm.
Like I want a Nightcrawler like literally from the beginning.
I don't think
to
he's
the end.
popular enough, unfortunately.
He's underrated. That's the thing to
Mhm.
me. Like Nightcrawler has always been one of my favorite characters.
Mhm. He is dope.
Yeah.
Let me see. So Endgame,
Hold up.
about 2 minutes. We could wrap it up. So Endgame, pros and cons. What was your favorite thing about your favorite scene? Your favorite thing about the whole movie?
I mean, I can't even lie. Like it's hard to make me laugh on my own, but I was enjoying the diner scene with Hulk. I think that was just.
It was like a celebrity.
It was so corny that it was great.
Yeah.
I love the battle scene
Mm-hmm.
up to the point, like I said, like I mentioned, like I felt like Thanos could, like, he's one of those guys that I think we discussed it off air,
Mm-hmm.
where
Look at us sounding like a fucking radio show.
you know what I'm saying. I felt like he was, like, when you watch Ong Bak, like, or any movie like where the villain is like annoying, where like he gets away with like craziness, like he kills people how he wants, like you're mad that he took away your favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
For him to just like disperse into the sand, like I get it, it's like an equal equal playing field of you died how you want to get rid of us. I felt like he should have been like ripped apart.
More epic death, yeah.
More epic. That really pissed me off. That's a con.
I love that Tony was the one that did the snap.
Exactly.
Which was super dope.
I saw that coming.
I really wanted to see a middle finger though. I thought he really
right.
I am Iron Man.
Because that would have been his style. You know what I'm saying? I also love that, like, I don't know, like, I love how everybody came together. I love how like they made it very politically integrated, where they was like, oh, I get it, women's rights type of thing. Like I got all that, and I'm not mad at it.
I kind of didn't like how they did that girl power scene.
It's all right. Like I think
cool.
it's cool for the females because I feel the females felt it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was too obvious.
I think that's what it is.
It was
too
too
obvious that even the females were like, okay, come on.
I get it. Like, can't we just be cool without emphasizing that? Yeah, like.
Yeah. But my favorite parts were Paul Rudd, because I'm a huge fan of Paul Rudd, and he, I think, stole every scene that he was in.
100%.
He was fucking amazing. What else? The Captain America wielding the hammer was super dope. And Hawkeye, my man, Hawkeye did his thing, man.
Another underrated character.
Yeah, man. I think he's getting a TV show too, which is super dope. So I'm happy about that.
With Hawkeye, I felt that like it was interesting to bring. Like I feel like they had to bring Hawkeye to the forefront because he's always played the back end, and I think that was a good opener for the movie. Again, I just feel that since Tony Stark played such an integral part within the Marvel series, just as like, because I think wasn't Iron Man one of Stanley's one of his first characters?
That I can't confirm.
Okay, because I think that like at least like Iron Man, I think was one of the first.
He's one of the most popular ones.
He's one of the most popular because I feel like it was one of the first animated series. Don't take my word on it, but I think like when they did Iron Man the cartoon, used to come up on like Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
I think that was one of the first cartoons that actually like got play for kids and stuff like that. And I've always been an Iron Man fan. You know this. But again, I feel like they gave Tony a lot of light in this movie. They gave him, like, he was a very important part of this movie, but he did not go out with a bang. And I don't like that. You
don't think he went out with a bang?
No. Like, he saved everybody, but he didn't receive the honor that he needed.
I see.
Like, it was just
like it was rushed.
They were like, maybe? Tony, right? He can help us in this. And then it's like, Tony dies. And it was like, okay, whatever. Let's focus on Captain America. And I was just like, okay, like, I get it. But, like, as a fan of Iron Man, like you didn't give us too much depth on his new life. You didn't make us feel like we really missed him. And that annoys me
I feel like they missed the mark. I feel like the one scene with anytime him and Spidey are on the scene on screen together, it's just like, oh my god,
I know,
tearjerker. But this one, I feel like it was kind of rushed, where it was like so much build up, and then once the climax happens, everything else was rushed. It was like Tony's death, then the funeral, then Cap did this, he time traveled, did that. That's another thing that happened so quick. There was so many things that happened so quickly that it was just like, okay, I get it. The movie was already 3 hours long.
In cinematography, it was like literally like you're fucking the audience really well. Like you're about to fucking climax, and now it's like regurgitation. Like, I threw up all over you just with like the end part, and you're just like,
But what if you're into that?
Then fuck it, you love it. But like to me, the throw up part all over my body was just.
I want your body.
I didn't enjoy it.
Your body. Anyway. Okay, so Endgame, we both loved it. Yes? Cool. Now.
I feel like, okay, I would give it a 9.2.
9.2? That's pretty high.
It's
I was
pretty
give
high.
It like an 8.
I was about to go there, but what I was saying is that
I liked Infinity War better.
As a viewer, like I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, like you had me in there. First of all,
excuse me. More Maker's Mark.
We're getting, because
I think I might sleep here.
Yeah.
But outside of the little nitpicky complaints, I love the movie. The directors did a really good job at using all these high power like actors and giving them enough screen time where it all made sense to the story. But yeah, I thought it was dope. It was definitely better than the Game of Thrones episode that same night.
No, I want a darker Marvel, just like what they brought with Dark Knight in the DC.
Ooh, I kind of like what they did with the Daredevil.
Exactly.
That was so fucking dope.
I enjoy that because honestly,
and Punisher.
That's where. Let me find the right Heroism, I feel, is built off of the darkest place.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, from a DC universe perspective, like, I love what they did with the Dark Knight because I felt it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is cynical. This is, the characters were embodied to the T versus where I got that with the first Iron Man. They fell off with everything else. I've gotten that with the whole series of Spider-Man, and I never got that. Even with Venom, I was hoping that a Venom or a Carnage movie would have done like the Spidey characters justice, but like never. Like that's what annoys me. Like it's like you have Stan Lee, like even Stan Lee, like how did you approve of this? You know what I'm saying? No offense to the homie Stan Lee, but it's like, how did you approve of that when, again, like Civil War, that's why, for some reason, it just stands out to me because it brought in like a great balance of it felt like a comic book.
It really did. I completely understand all that.
Yeah.
So, do you want to jump into the game?
Let's do it.
I had in mind?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I told Rich the other day that I had this game in mind where, I mean, we're already drinking anyway, so I guess it doesn't make sense if we lose or not, but
life is golden.
So we each have 5 questions for each other, and we'll see, and we both picked something that is familiar with the other, but still a little challenging.
Yeah.
So I went with pop culture,
because
which could be...
Yeah, I feel like I live in a world where like we can talk, like we just spoke about Marvel. You saw it was like an awesome conversation, but at the same time, I lack so
terrible
much
with names.
Horrible with names.
Yeah, he's called every DJ. We were talking about this off air. He's called every DJ Envy. Like he met DJ Enough.
Yeah. No. It wasn't even DJ Enough. It was DJ Cypher Sounds.
Cypher Sounds.
And like, I was like, yo, DJ Envy. I'm such a fan. Mind you, this guy follows me on Twitter because shout out to Casey Benz. We had gotten a song on the radio and he reached out to me. He's like, yo, you produced this. And like, I felt so stupid because I've always been like, I guess I'm horrible with names, great with faces. And I didn't know. left from right when it came to that.
You're awful with names.
Horrible. And then for Jay,
Uh-huh.
it's one of those things like Jay picks up a camera.
Mm-hmm.
He has a natural talent of shooting. But
Technical terms, I'm awful.
on technical terms,
Yeah.
I'm picking on him because this is where he needs a little bit of expansion.
Yeah.
And when it comes to fashion, it's not that he doesn't appreciate fashion. It's also from a technical aspect. So that's where I'm hitting you hard on these questions.
Okay. So, you know what? I'll go first because I already have this set up. But you guys are not going to see it on this screen that we have over here, but I'm going to put it in the video. But this was inspired. Don't look at the screen because I think some of the names are on here. But this was inspired by Deezus and Mero. You know Deezus and Mero, right?
No, I'm
they
not
have
sure.
like that podcast.
I'm already
Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, there you go. Pop culture. But they did this thing where it was like named the popular white Chris.
Okay.
So I have 4 Chris's, 4 actors
Okay.
with the first name Chris.
Okay.
And it's up to you to name which one's which.
Okay.
So
Let's
don't
do it.
look yet. Hold on. I got to pull up the photos.
I don't know if I'm ready for this, guys. I don't know.
And most of them are in Endgame, which
Okay.
is funny, except for one of them. So
God, I'm so bad with names.
I'll give you the names and you have to match them. How
I
about
don't
that?
know if I'm the only one, but do you guys ever like imagine yourself in a scenario where somebody's like, "You live or die, name this person," and I'm just like, I would fail. Like
You
I'm
would
ready
die.
to die. Like,
Well, let's see. Let's not. I'll write the names on here.
oh my God,
I'll
I'm
write their
looking
last-
right now, and I'm like, I'm dying. Like I'm ready to die.
I'll write their last names on here and you're going to match them.
Okay.
So the ones on here are Chris Pine,
Okay.
Chris Evans,
Gotcha.
Chris Pratt,
Gotcha.
Chris Pratt, and Chris Hemsworth.
Oh shoot.
Now, I'm not going to tell you who plays who because that'll give it away. So the names are up here. Do you see them?
Again, everybody who's watching this, please forgive me. Like you're gonna be so mad at me. I swear.
So you can't see them on the screen, but I'll put them like somewhere down here so you guys can see it.
Okay. So
So the photos are, who is Chris Hemsworth out of these
Chris
4?
Hemsworth.
Name that white Chris. Da, 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 da.
Chris Hemsworth.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Oh, the names are on there.
No, I didn't even look at that. I'm swear to you.
Okay, don't look at the names on the fucking. Damn.
I
Okay.
can't even
I'll
lie. I'm
cover
like,
it.
I'm getting nice, and I might even see it.
Okay. So you got Hemsworth. Which one is Chris Pratt?
Pratt.
Now
Damn.
the last 2. Who is it? Star-Lord or
Captain America. Captain America.
It was Star-Lord.
Damn.
Okay. Don't look. Hold on.
Yo, all these guys look like, honestly, like it's funny that they chose them because like their jawlines, they look like
They're very attractive white men.
yeah, it's kind of like they look like they should be in what's that, Men's Health magazine? You know what I'm saying?
I think they've probably all been there
Right.
because he lost mad weight. But okay.
Damn.
Now, Chris Evans. Which one's Chris
Chris
Evans?
Evans.
That's Captain
He
America.
got a soft ass face for
There
Evans.
you go. There you go. And the last one's Chris Pine.
Gotcha.
Do
All
you
right, so
know,
this
do you
is
know which movie
Pratt?
Chris Pine has been in?
Pratt, right?
Chris Pratt.
Okay.
And who's he?
That was the first one, so that's
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. And that was Evans.
Uh-huh.
And that's the last one is Hemsworth.
He's
No, I mean
Hemsworth.
he's Hemsworth, but
He's Pine.
He's Pine. Okay.
Yeah. So now that you got that,
Okay.
name the movie he was in. Name any movie he was in.
Oh man.
And I'm pointing at Chris Pine for anybody that's not watching the YouTube video.
I feel like he's been in a vampire movie.
He does look like a vampire.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever seen any of the movies he's been in.
Damn. So this is your second question.
No, it's just a
I was like, that's smooth as hell.
it's just a B from the first question.
Damn. His face is so familiar, but nothing's coming up movie wise, and I feel horrible.
Star Trek. That was his biggest
Yes.
movie. Star Trek.
Yes.
He was also in Wonder Woman.
Ah.
He was also in.
This is where I feel like the knuckles and a
Tom
fist are
Holland.
going into my chest. He was also in everything that's evident. I'm like, no.
Shout out to Getty Images. This was taken by Getty.
Yeah, damn. I'm
So
sorry.
that was the first question. Now I guess you can ask yours first question, then I'll go on to my second one.
All right.
I'll set up my second
My
one.
question for Jay, and if you guys are tuning in, you can rejoice with me. What specs are usually advanced on a cinema camera
God damn, I'm lost already.
versus a conventional DSLR? Name 3 to 5 specs.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I said when you have a specific cinema camera, right? Like whether it's an Arri, a Red, a Black Magic camera versus a Sony or a Canon, whatever's like a small mirrorless DSLR. What specs make it more of a cinema camera versus a regular DSLR? Like what enhances it that it makes it more of cinematic movie style?
Is it the resolution?
Yes, that's
Boom.
one.
Look at me go.
Yes.
Okay. So the resolution.
I'm proud of you already. Again, 3 to 5. If you get 3 in a row.
It's not the ISO, right?
Because
I know some Red cameras do not perform well under.
Yeah, I would give that to you because some start at 4,800 versus I guess some DSLRs like these can shoot at like lower ISOs. But give me one push the limit. Push the limit.
Resolution, that was the first thing that popped into my
100%.
head.
You have like an 8K.
Oh, the what would you call that? The raw files.
There
what
you
would
go.
You call that?
That's definitely a ding
picture.
Yeah, you get
format.
No,
not the format.
Yeah, you're right. Format, 100%. I'm proud of you.
There you go.
So we have format, we have resolution. Give me one more.
One more. What can those do as opposed to the DSLR?
I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna help you with this because you're gonna make me really proud. DR. What's something that really helps us with our color when we're editing?
Dominican Republic. Helps us with our color.
What do I always emphasize it? Because the Sony has 13 stops of versus a Red camera has 16 stops of.
Oh, yo, that was the first one that popped. Dynamic range.
Yes. Jay got it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Jay flawlessly just answered my question.
Dynamic range.
Wow. So he wins. That's 1 point for Jay, 0 for me because I didn't get all the answers.
Well, you got
in a row.
1 out of the 5.
No, I failed on that one.
Okay. So my next question, you can have 2 choices.
Okay. Damn, where'd all my questions go?
Who voices Detective Pikachu? Who voices Pikachu in the Detective Pikachu movie? It's
the guy that's been in American Pie.
It's either Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Which Ryan is it?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And he wasn't in American Pie. He was in Van Wilder.
I got that.
The same kind of movie, but not the same.
Dude, I don't even know where my question went. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to shake my iPhone. There we go.
Okay, cool. Now your second question.
Okay, my second question. Wow, I was really proud of Jay on that one.
Yes.
Name 3 designers and what makes them well known for their style.
Shit.
An example of what I'm asking for is Ralph Lauren has all American heritage and looks, has a very classic wear. Dads buy polos every year.
Damn.
So name 3 designers and what makes them really famous for their aesthetic.
Jerry Lorenzo.
Okay, Jerry
Urban
Lorenzo.
style.
Or urban style.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But
what about the urban style? What makes
it's,
it
comfort.
Okay. What does he take from? What does he take from? Is it an era? Is it a style? Emphasize
90s street.
100%. Ding, ding, ding.
Jerry Lorenzo.
Goddamn, Jay's killing me right now. All right, Jerry Lorenzo, Fear of God. We got one.
We got Fear of God. We got I am awful with this.
I know you could do it.
Rick Owens.
Rick Owens.
That's
What's he known for?
He's known for high fashion streetwear too, right?
Streetwear, but where his streetwear is combined with what? What makes it Rick Owens?
I'll
give you a hint. It has to do with an era and also has to do with music. like it's in between. It's like an era and a style of music that
I feel like he's kind of like Jerry Lorenzo, but more high fashion, I think.
I got you, but like what's the emphasis about Rick Owens that makes Rick Owens known as Rick Owens?
God damn. He's super white. He reminds me of Scott Storch.
No, but like, what is he pulling from? Like, what made his style like? What?
All I think is leather right now. I don't know why.
I got you. But where does that also come from? Give me a little bit more information. If you could tell me 3 styles that make up Rick Owens,
God damn,
you're answering my question.
So it's street fashion,
okay,
mixed with high fashion.
That's not an answer in a sense because it's already high fashion. We get
right.
it.
Okay, I'm tapping out on this one.
Okay. Well, I was gonna emphasize that he takes from 90s punk or 80s punk, and he also takes from
leather.
goth.
That's what I was
so
thinking.
It's street fashion mixed with 80s punk and goth.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Leather. Okay. So Rick Owens, Jerry Lorenzo, and
I need one more. You can even tell me, like, again, like I said, my example was Ralph Lauren is really well known because he's all American heritage. Plus, he also has a classic polo style. So, like, he gives you that Hamptons feel.
Yeah,
that's all I need, an answer like that, straightforward about a designer.
I'm gonna keep it. Well, no, I can't do that because I feel like that's popular now. I was gonna do another street fashion.
Let me challenge you, Saint Laurent.
Wait.
Okay.
No, don't give me one.
Okay.
I'll give you one.
Gotcha.
John Elliott.
Okay.
Is like on the same wavelength as Jerry Lorenzo.
Okay.
But like slightly lower.
I gotcha.
So he does street fashion as well.
Where's it coming from?
Shit.
Where is it? Where's the inspiration? That's what I'm saying. If I mention John Elliott, is he East Coast or is he West Coast?
West Coast, absolutely.
Okay. So what is he emphasizing?
So chill vibes.
Okay.
Sunny weather.
All right. Give
more laid back.
Okay.
Laid back.
Give me more of a specific title.
It's not formal. It's more. What's the opposite of formal? I can't think of the word right now.
What is sports?
Athletic.
Boom. Where is he from? He's giving you a what type of vibe?
Cali swag.
There you go. All right, I'll give it that to you.
There you go. You should give me points just for knowing these 3 names.
There you go. I'm proud of that. So yes. John Elliott gives you an LA aesthetic, very athletic. I'll give that to you. It's also urban. We talked.
You know, I haven't seen too many of his pieces to kind of come to a conclusion, really.
It's interesting that you mentioned all 3 of them because all 3 of them have, except for Rick Owens. Rick Owens, I would say, is the originator, but Jerry Lorenzo and John Elliott have been highly inspired by Rick Owens.
That's kind of why, like, I went down that line because those are the 3 that I enjoy,
and those are the 3 that I like to wear on a daily basis. So
You're
interesting.
welcome.
Interesting. I like that.
Truth or false?
Okay.
Romeo Santos is his real name.
False.
Correct.
Yes.
Follow up. What's his real name?
Oh, damn.
It's either A, Ramon, B, Enrique, C, Anthony, or D, Michael.
I want to go with Ramon because he's still
Why? Because he's
swagging.
Dominican.
Exactly. I have no other choice.
It's actually Anthony Santos.
Damn.
Fun fact. You know why he calls himself Romeo?
What's that?
Because there's already a popular old school bachata singer by the name of Anthony Santos.
Oh, okay.
Which they've collaborated on a song, which was the topic of the song was a father and a son having a conversation.
Well,
they're both dating the same
Romeo. It was very love story. Like he's the emphasis of
That's
love.
Another reason.
You know what I'm saying?
So Romeo is the love The love guru.
All right, you ready for my third question?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. How we doing on time?
I'll tell you right now.
Good. Okay. Ari, ARRI, the light that's right next to you, right? ARRI Light Company is A, an Italian company, B, a German company, C, a Japanese company.
Okay.
Anything that's on a film set, every time you see these blue and silver lights on a film set, giving you that tungsten light, where is that from?
Give me the choices again. Japanese.
We have A, an Italian company, B, a German company, C, a Japanese company.
German.
You're right.
You know how
Ding,
I know
ding,
that?
ding, ding, ding. How's that?
Because the Zeiss lens.
Ah!
That sounds mad German. Zeiss.
You know what's funny? I was about to ask, I was gonna ask Zeiss, what is that company? But
there you go.
wow, I'm proud of Jay.
Bam.
Damn.
Okay. This one might be a little easier for you.
Okay.
So I'll pull up 2 pictures.
Because the next one is getting harder for you.
Okay. I think these are getting easier for you.
This is fun. This is really fun.
I wish we were more prepared and have more questions for each other, but
That's cool.
we had a crazy week. Don't look at the name.
Okay.
This picture's not going to pop up.
This is hilarious.
It's already
Why
funny.
is this look like a weird ass prom photo?
Damn it. Hold on. Don't look at the screen real quick. The other photo didn't pop up.
I'll be drinking into the camera for the next 10 seconds.
So I had these photos set up for Ricardo over here,
Oh, that's tasty.
but they didn't want to save. So what I'm going to do is pull up the photo real quick of the other gentleman that I had ready to go. And I'm going to ask you, here we go. Who are these 2 gentlemen right here?
We have Jordan Peele.
Uh-huh.
And we have ketosis. I don't know his last name.
You don't even know his first name. He called him ketosis. So these 2 gentlemen go by.
Yes.
What is their names combined? They had a TV
Key
show.
and Peele.
Key and Peele. So who is Key and who is Peele?
Key.
Uh-huh.
Peele.
Okay. So this is Keegan Michael K. And this is
Jordan
Peele. I should have known better because I think you've done your
Is
research
it
on
Michael
Jordan
Peele?
No, it's Jordan Peele.
No, I mean
Keegan Michael K.
Keegan
Michael Key.
Gotcha.
So he's Key.
He's gonna hate me forever. If he watches back on this episode, he'll be like, "Yo, I just opened up for the president, but you still don't know my name." Like,
And we used one of his movies to inspire one of our music videos.
I know.
So you did a good job on that one. So you got that. Key and Peele.
I feel like I'm like the kid that fails at everything, but you're like on good terms with me, so you still pat me on the back.
Give you free. I was trying to give you questions that you can kind of get.
I know. Now I
But
feel
would
like
be a little challenging.
honestly, now I feel like more of a dick because I'm like my next question might be of a challenge.
Damn.
What does a neutral density filter do?
Jesus. Neutral density filter.
Yes. When you slap a neutral density filter onto your lens, what does it do?
It allows you to play with light a little better.
Okay.
In
Wow.
the sense that you can play around with your ISO
Shit.
and you could play with your aperture
Ah.
and you could play with your shutter speed.
Damn, Jay just, you know what Jay just did? He
Hulk
took
smashed
Thor's
that shit.
hammer and he waited for it to come through my skull.
Yeah, bitch. That's called
Wow.
context clues.
You know
Help.
what? Here, cheers on that.
That's the little filter that you screw onto
I'm
the
the
screen.
kid that didn't study the night before. Jay is the kid that learned the A, B, and C
You know what's
of
funny?
everything he had to
I
study.
knew you were going to ask me questions about cameras and shit,
Damn.
so I kind of prepared myself. Well, there was no way I can prepare for this, but anyway.
Because people are looking at
Take
me
that
that
help.
know pop culture and they're saying, this guy is a fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right. This one will be a lot easier for you. Ready?
yeah.
Because it's in the Star Wars realm.
Okay.
So, but it is challenging because you're terrible with names of
Yep.
actors.
100%.
Who is Adam Driver and who does he play?
Adam Driver plays I know. All
Just
right,
because
hold
you
on.
hesitated means you're not going to get this.
No.
So you have a few characters you could choose from. Well,
Okay.
a lot of characters you could choose from. I'm not going to give you any.
Got it.
So you have to figure it out.
Adam Driver plays just give me names, God damn it.
Does he play? Well, I can't give you that.
Okay, no.
Does he play Poe? Who plays Poe?
No, he doesn't play Poe.
Okay. Does he play Ray?
No.
Does he play Luke?
No.
Does he play Darth Maul?
Yes. No, not Darth Maul.
He does play a villain. That's all I'll give you.
I know.
Who does he play?
He plays
He's in this room. There he is. Say it for the people that are not watching YouTube.
I can't even lie. I'm so fucking twisted.
You forgot his name.
I forgot
too.
his fucking name. That's how embarrassed I like. Honestly, when I'm under pressure, like even if I know it like the back of my hand, it disappears like fucking Thanos.
Adam Driver plays Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Even I know that, and I've never even watched any of it.
You know what's so sad? Like when I like honestly, this is how my subconscious works. Like if I'm under pressure, it's like I'll know.
I work good under pressure.
I'll know the answer, but like my anxiety goes,
Do you really?
Do you really? And I'm like, no.
Richard is drunk, everyone.
I am. I can't even lie.
Okay, so you have one more question, right?
Yes.
Okay. We should do this more often.
This is great. Honestly, this made up for my whole day, and I'm going to thank you. Jay bought the bottle, so shout outs to Jay.
Salut.
Salut.
How do you say salut in French?
Well, there's different ways of saying it. What my family says a lot is à votre santé.
Oh, damn. What's an easier way of saying it?
You can say salut. Salut.
Salut?
Or like, yeah, salut.
Okay.
But
there it is.
But like, à votre santé is saying to your health.
À votre.
À votre.
Oh, it's one of those difficult ones.
Think of VORTE.
VORTE.
À votre.
À votre.
Santé. SANTE.
Santé.
Yeah.
À votre santé.
À votre.
À votre santé.
Yeah.
There you go.
So when you go to French, you gotta be ready. Okay.
Simple in Spanish. Salud.
This is on more some gentleman swag, right?
Oh shit.
This is not even like, do you know about this design, or do you know what makes a cinema camera
Bougie
camera?
Bitch.
Name 3 suit cut styles.
Fucking A.
It's based more off of region than it is anything else. So that's my hint to you. So it's like when you have men's suits.
Italian cut.
Yes.
It's a penguin suit, I think?
No.
It's French cut?
No. I'll give you.
I'm just naming all these countries.
You already got.
I know Italian.
You already did 2, so I'm gonna give you 6 choices.
What was the second one? I just said
Italian. No, I know you failed on the last 2 mentions.
Oh, okay.
But I'm giving you 6 options.
Okay.
If you run out of 6, then you fail.
Shit.
You got one. So Italian cut is one type of suit style.
Does that include like tux? Tuxedo?
No. That is a suit style, but I'm talking about like how it's fitted to the man. So Italian is like if you go to your tailor and you say I want more.
Italian is like the only one that comes to mind.
I gave you Italian because Italian is like if you have an Italian tailor, it kind of like falls into European style.
Giuseppe.
I need a Leonardo. I need this cut like this. All right, so one is Italian, but it falls into European cut. But Italian is known to put it.
Yeah.
That very tapered. It's very slim fitting.
Ones that I can't fit into unless I get to my goal weight.
No.
This is Zara style.
You're there.
I actually fit into a Zara shirt for the first time in a long time.
Since Jay has started keto, I don't know if you guys have been watching the episodes, but like Jay, neck, he's always gonna have broad shoulders.
That shit ain't going nowhere.
We always discuss it with Dom and say those shoulders ain't going nowhere.
I'm
right?
like fucking Mr. Incredible over here.
Yeah. No, your shoulders are broad as hell.
Johnny Bravo.
Forget about it. But Jay's neck, Jay's jawline, Jay's face.
Unless I get like a cosmetic surgery where I like take out my breastbone and
I don't
just
think
like
you want that though.
move this way.
Why would you want that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes like
people are into crazy shit.
It's a masculinity aspect that people want. It's like if you're a woman and you have large breasts and a big ass, congratulations. You already fall into womanhood even more than you need to.
Does that mean I'm like a gazelle? Because I'm all legs and like shoulders.
No, you're more like you're more
I'm
like
75%.
you're more
legs.
like the gorilla that all the female gorillas want to have sex with because you have broad ass shoulders.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing animalistic features that they're like, grrr,
Oh
you know what I'm
my
saying? Me, I
Cardi
don't
B
think
over
I
here.
have that. I don't even have that.
You're very dainty.
I am very dainty. I'm like, oh, you want to have sex with a pedal? Like, no.
How do we get here?
But what I'm saying,
Oh, the cuts.
3 cuts.
The only one I know is Italian, to be honest
All
with
right,
you.
but where
Or
will
European style.
all right, so European style. What else? Even though it falls into Europe itself,
Mm-hmm.
it's its own category.
It's his own category?
Think of places in Europe that are part of the EU, but it falls into its own category of men's suit cuts.
British?
Yes,
Shut the fuck up.
you have 2. You have British cuts, Italian cuts. Name a third.
There's definitely no American cuts.
Yes, there is.
Shut the fuck up.
You
Really?
won.
What the hell?
American cut.
Does that have like American flag on it
No, it's
with a little hint of racism?
no offense to the Americans. In my expertise, the American cut is what you buy at like Men's Warehouse, where you end up looking like Steve Harvey. Okay,
So it's baggy as fuck
it's baggy as
with
fuck.
a weird mustache.
It's like a weird. It's very broad cut, right? It's usually like, you know how like, okay, let me explain it to you. Let me give you a little bit of knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you think of Calvin Klein, even though it's an American brand, they're going off of an Italian cut. So it's a smaller lapel, what we call here, like, you know, the lapels and stuff like that. It's slimmer. It's more like, when you think European, it's more, it gives the man like more like a
Curves.
tapered look. Yeah, it gives him curves in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like a nice like you know, back type of shot. Like it's
Yeah.
and then it kind of falls where like there's a cut, like, you know how like high waters are?
Mm-hmm.
That's like an Italian cut.
Okay.
British cut is more like a 3-piece suit that's in between Italian cut and American, where it's not too tapered. It still gives you that like, you would probably look great in a British suit because it's a 3-piece suit. You have the vest. You have
Actually, for this trip I'm taking in July,
Yeah.
August,
Mhm.
I'm trying to get this like white suit for
Mhm.
this. Well, I can't do that for the wedding.
Yeah, you can't be.
No, I was gonna do a blue one. I think
Navy
they said
blue?
okay to the white one. I got to double check on that, but
Mm.
I was thinking of this white blazer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not for the wedding, but maybe for just to chill around.
Yeah.
No shirt, bro. I'm not wearing. I'm burning all my shirts. Remember
No
that?
shirt?
No, I'm kidding.
I was like, wow.
I'm gonna be like Chris Brown up in that bitch.
This guy's going at this
No.
guy's like, he's
No.
saying, hey.
It's a white blazer with from Zara. White
Okay.
blazer, gold buttons,
Mm.
white pants,
Double breasted or single?
high water. Single.
Okay.
High water pants with loafers of some kind.
I just got a double breasted suit.
Mhm.
I'm obsessed with it. It's Italian.
Mhm.
If I tell, all right, you know what? Small flex, big flex.
Big money flex.
This suit, right? I bought it at Saks Fifth Ave.
Okay.
Original price. Just hit me with an original price.
1,500.
More.
2,000.
More.
Shut the fuck. 3,000.
Yes.
Okay.
How
you
much
pay
should
for
I
it?
get it for?
Probably a third of that.
A
Maybe.
G.
Damn.
And it was my size. Boom.
Damn, Daniel.
Smooth, fits me. Like, I have to get the pants tailored, but you know what's hard? Like, nowadays, double-breasted suits not in fashion, not really as much.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm a slim guy, I always feel like double-breasted suits best bet for me.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was gonna say is that British suits fitting would be great for you, broad shoulders, this and that,
Mm-hmm.
because the American would make you look
Bulky. Like 50 Cent.
Bulky.
Trying to, like, go
so
to
if
court.
you find the in between British suit, you should be your go-to versus like European aesthetic would be great for me. I'm a slim guy. Most Europeans
Will
or
be what for you?
huh?
Will be what for
Great
you?
fit.
Oh,
What
I thought you
think
said gayer for me.
No, no. But what I'm saying is like it's kind of like it matches my body type.
I got you.
Versus Great Britain style would be great for you.
Okay.
I think
So I'll look like
personally.
Tom Hardy in a suit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you guys disagree or agree, just let me know. I just feel like the British style of suit would match Jay.
Mm-hmm.
European style is more slim fitting. When you think of Charlie's Angels, remember the skinny guy, the slim?
I never watched Charlie's Angels.
No, I'm sorry. There was the slim creepy guy. No, there was a slim creepy like villain, and he had like a very tailored like pinstripe suit.
No, never.
That's the aesthetic.
I'm sorry to annoy you with that, but
that's all good.
Speaking of high fashion, let's talk about the Met Gala real quick.
Oh wow.
Are we still good?
Wait.
Are we good?
I'm in a different universe because I'm like,
how am I supposed to check from over there?
Why are we only into 8 minutes?
We are only into 8 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, if I leave this in the video, you'll know that we have like a half hour like time limit as far as how much we can record in a certain amount of time. So that's why we always have like cuts in between our segment and our videos. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But so the Met Gala.
Yes.
So the Met Gala is always like super high fashion, super over the top, right? So when somebody told me that and somebody being Amy told me that the theme was camp, right?
Yes. And you know what? I kind of feel proud. Industry insider. I got to know this before anybody because guess what?
From last year?
No,
from
Raul.
Ah.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
FYI for anybody, this
FYI.
is Big Money Flex by Richard right now.
Big Money Flex. Between my brother and I've had the pleasure and the honor of working with Raul Avila, which he is the floral arrangement company and person himself. His name is Raul Avila. He's the one who puts the Met Gala together. Every time you guys see those big floral arrangements for that, the Tony Awards, that's him. So I had the honor of shooting the Met Gala
last year, right?
Last year or 2 years ago. And
it's been 2 years?
It's been 2 years.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
So I remember when Migos and Katy Perry were performing, like they were doing their arrangement. Diplo had passed me. It was like crazy energy. Since then, I had dinner with Raul a week ago, and they were telling me about the Met Gala, the whole what it was gonna be. It was super dope. They're telling me it was camp, but I think camp stands for like it's like within the gay community, camp is known as very flamboyant, very expressive. I think it's like more of like a slang. You know what I'm saying? So like Raul told me it was camp themed. And my brother, he had the honor of being Raul's right-hand man this year, where he's actually putting together the flower arrangements, and he's directing the other students.
Look at your brother.
I know.
Is that why he was in that picture with Gigi Hadid?
Yes.
Looking like her personal bodyguard.
Yeah. My brother has been doing some cool things because Raul, he's been working with Raul for years, and he started off as one of the students from NYU that helps. But now when you guys see the celebrities with the floral arrangements in the background, my brother is one of the people who put that together. So
shout out to Vermeer.
There you go.
He was in a cool little photo with Gigi Hadid.
Yeah.
So crazy how close he was to her.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that photo?
He hit me up and he said that like because my brother, not only does he work with Raul, he does catering for a very high-end business. I forget the name of the catering company, but he does catering for like Hermes. He does catering for Louis Vuitton, and he was just escorting, or like he was just within the photo because he was going from one room to the other, but he ended up in the paparazzi pics with Gigi Hadid.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find like the definition of camp, but my understanding of the theme was over the top, right?
Yeah.
Over the top, a little flamboyant, or super flamboyant, I guess.
Very flamboyant.
And extra. That's what I got from it, right?
Yeah, that's what they were explaining to me over dinner. They said they were saying even as gay men, like they haven't used that slang or entered that realm, but they said that was the whole theme because that was like brought up to them and they went with it.
Yeah. So bringing up the Met Gala real quick. I just wanted to ask you, who were your best dressed?
Best dressed. I would have to say Zoe Kravitz. I love her Saint Laurent dress.
Ooh, I didn't
That
even notice. I mean, I didn't really like jump into like the whole Met Gala. I just saw little things here and there, but I love me some Zoe Kravitz.
yeah, Zoe Kravitz always has a chic style to her.
She always has this like sexy fucking look to her.
Oh,
Is this
man.
it?
Yeah.
This is my girl right here.
She does it tastefully. Even if you think that, even if you think it's over the top as a viewer, like there's something about her. It's just tastefully sexy.
I love me some Zoe.
I really love how Anna Wintour was dressed. I think she looked better than a lot of the people that attended. As the writer and the owner of Vogue in a sense. Anna Wintour looked incredible. I thought that literally the Kardashians and Kanye could have put a lot more work, especially
Kendall and Kylie.
yeah, like, you end up being on top of the world and you feel that anything you do is accepted. But I know like a lot of friends that father are gay in the LGBT community. They were a big fan of Lady Gaga's dress because apparently it had many layers. So, she was quote unquote serving 3 or 4 looks in one session. Same thing for Frank Ocean. He was on the same level as the Kardashians and Kanye. I thought he could have delivered more. Lupita, I think she's just beautiful and gorgeous.
That's my girl, Lupita.
She is the chocolate you need in your life.
Lily's chocolate.
She's
for us.
Yeah, no, she's beautiful. Zendaya
always kills it.
Yeah,
I don't know. At least in the last 2 years.
The other girl that you showed me,
that was the one I was gonna bring up because I was getting ripped in my DMs.
Yeah.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah.
Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing your name, boo. I fucking love her.
Jared Leto, I think, was innovative of carrying his own head. But at the same time, I don't.
That's where I logged out of the Met Gala.
Yeah, I don't see how it corresponded with camp.
Yeah.
Am I just lost on this one, or?
Bruh, if you're lost, I'm like nowhere in the same book as you.
And I'm a big fan of Jared Leto, especially since we were
Jared
just
Leto.
discussing Fear of God. He was in a lot of the campaigns. 30 Seconds to Mars, incredible band. Like,
he was too extra, I think.
Yeah.
It made no sense to me. And also Ezra Miller. Have you seen Ezra Miller? He's the one with like the multiple eyes thing. That shit made me dizzy as fuck.
Cardi B, by default, she always enters this category for me of exceptionally exquisite, but also like so ridiculous. Because she did like one of those Vogue. She was on Vogue, right, on the Instagram. And it's like she looks really beautiful. Yeah. I give it to Cardi. Like, she looks really beautiful. But at the same time, she does this like really corny laugh and stuff like that makes you laugh. She's still in character of Cardi B.
She's just mad real. That's what I love about her.
Yeah. So like, there's a thing about Cardi B that like, it's just like, if quote unquote, if you brought her home to mother, it'd be like so overwhelming that you have to accept it. And that's how I see Cardi B. It's like, she's very sexual. She's very dirty. She's like a dirty mouth. Like, she's got a dirty mouth and all this, but it's to the point that you end up loving it. Am I wrong or am I right?
Probably wrong.
Probably wrong. Sorry.
My mom would look at her and be like, "Mijo, tú sabes, no, esa no, no."
What? Wait. Translate this for me in Spanish. ¿Qué tú haces?
¿Qué tú haces?
¿Qué tú haces?
What are you doing?
Exactly. I feel like your mom would ask you that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just that.
I'm getting there.
Just to know my mom. One of the funny photos I saw yesterday was Nick Jonas, because they compared him to one of the Game of Thrones characters. Did you see this?
No, I guess I did see that.
So they compared him to Littlefinger from Game of Thrones, which was funny as hell.
Wow.
I think the guy, it's more like a girl thing, right?
In what
Because I feel like the guys, like I saw, I think Harry Styles dressed did the cross dressing a little bit, right? Because he wore a
Yeah,
dress.
he did half dress, but he was also transforming into the suit aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah.
Who else?
Did Harry
Jared
Styles
Leto wore.
question?
Uh-huh.
Did Harry Styles like come out?
I don't think so.
Or it was
Not to
just
my knowledge.
or it was just a style.
I think it was just a style.
He was having fun with it, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
So
Because
I don't think he came
I was
out.
like, this is the first time I've ever seen him so eccentric. And you
Uh-huh.
know what? Points to Harry Styles, because if it is camp,
Mm-hmm.
you bodied it.
That's what it is. All right.
You bodied it.
So that and
Would you do that yourself? That's a question I'm asking.
I
I'm
would
saying,
probably go on the route of Swizzy. Did you see Swizzy's outfit?
I did.
He
It
had
was
that
a
nice green
Yeah.
tux with the high waters and the loafers. I'll probably go around that.
But
And
do
then
you
just let
feel
my
that
girl do her thing.
even though that's like,
If it's the
no
theme,
offense to you, I
Mhm.
feel like that's a safe zone.
Mm-hmm.
If you are trying to emphasize camp,
Yeah.
and you're trying to be one of the best suits,
Yeah.
or
I would, if I understood the theme, I would go with the theme. Because I'm that guy that's like, I don't want to be that guy that's just like not following the theme. You know what I mean?
so then I feel
So
like
if-
Harry Styles, if you're putting it in, like you have a suit on, and
So
that
like
would
asking
be
me if I would wear a dress.
no. You see
for the
how he
sake
did
of
half and
following the
half.
theme.
That's what I'm saying. You see how he did half and half.
Mhm.
You emphasize that you're very comfortable with masculinity,
Right.
in the sense that even if you're representing something that was somebody would consider gay,
Mm-hmm.
would you
Dude.
pull off something like that?
I dressed as Snow White a couple of years ago for Halloween.
Oh, you did kill it too.
Yes.
Okay,
So, does that answer your question?
100%. 100%.
So, what is your takeaway from Met Gala? I'm not really like into like the whole Met Gala. Like, I'll turn into like the fashion police and like.
Yeah. Met Gala hits me like Fashion Week, where I feel like, again, no offense to Raul, no offense to anybody who attends. I think it's, everybody does their best every year, but when you compare it to a couple of years ago when Zendaya was also dressed as Joan of Arc,
Oof, she killed it
and
last year.
Zayn was dressed with the,
Zayn.
when
Was
he did
there,
the.
was he there this year?
I didn't see him, but when he did the double-breasted blazer, I think it was by Balmain, and he had the silver arm, you know what I'm saying? To me, that was one of the illest Met Galas, because even Kanye, when he came with the blue eyes and the Balmain, like, sequins jean jacket.
Did you see that awkward interview that he was in with like Kim, and he was like in the background, like so uninterested?
The Vogue?
No, they were interviewing.
It was Vogue, right? 70
Was it Vogue?
question. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but they were
It's the
interviewing Kim
questions.
Kardashian
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the, on
it
the
was
red
Vogue.
carpet, and he was just like in the back, like
Yeah.
it was super awkward.
No, for me, like, honestly, 2 Met Galas ago, it's like a hit or a miss. Like,
This one,
some
right?
Met Galas, I don't feel like you can
This
exactly.
shit was super dope.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy's sexy as fuck.
Yeah. As
Wait,
as
he
a,
dated Gigi Hadid?
as a guy, like, he's killing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you see someone like Zayn, you
Super
can only
under-
have respect from a male to a male.
Super underrated as an artist,
Super
too.
underrated.
Dude, his solo projects
Mhm.
on point.
Like,
I
if
think
you're
there were two,
impressed,
one or two.
if you're impressed by him as a heterosexual male, you can only imagine what he's doing to the opposite sex or whatever he's interested. Like,
Yo,
for me, he's got the accent, he's got the swag, he's got the style,
listen,
he has got the class,
Amy
the
Kim,
style.
it's okay. I don't blame you.
I don't blame you.
Shit, I might too. Fuck it.
Right?
See, look at Harry Styles right here. He had like the half dress, half thing going on.
He reminds me of Diplo in the sense he doesn't give a crap.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
So to answer your question directly,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely fit the theme. I would try to follow the theme.
Yeah. So what
'Cause,
would
like
okay,
again? I don't want to be that guy that's like
as my
oh,
sixth
I'm following the
question of the
Mhm.
evening, what would you how would you dress for the camp theme of this year?
thing. To be honest, I still don't completely understand it.
Okay, well, if it has to do with flamboyancy,
Mm-hmm.
eccentricness, and
Would this fit the category?
yes,
Joe Jonas.
I would say so.
I like his outfit.
For Joe Jonas, in a sense, like it looks like a Coogee sweater on him, but at the same time, it's more vibrant than
see.
what he would usually wear.
Okay,
What would you do?
I like that. I like this Joe Jonas outfit. I didn't see a lot of the males. I see a lot of the female. The only ones I saw were like the over the top ones, like I don't know who this guy walked in with. Harry Styles.
Yeah, but what would you do? Give me a quick concept of what you would try to. Because honestly,
this style, camp style. Whatever.
Honestly, from my perspective,
what would you think I would wear?
I would give you Prince vibes.
Prince?
Because
in what sense?
Prince,
or like the.
Yeah, like he had like more of like
sleeves.
The sleeves, kind of like a very. I don't know.
Makeup or no makeup?
Maybe I give you some hard eyeliner, emphasize the eyes.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would give you a Prince vibe because I don't want to be categorized. I just want to give you sexuality.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I feel camp
I'll just
is.
show up in a thong.
Yeah, camp I feel is like you got to make somebody feel some type of way. You show up and you show out, right? So what would you emphasize?
So did the females hit the mark? Or is it more like guys? Because when you're looking at it, look at Ezra Miller. Did he hit it?
Makeup wise, 100%.
And he wore a mask of himself. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, 100%. Like that to me is artistic as hell.
But I think he's, as a person, he's very flamboyant.
Yeah, I didn't know his name. I didn't know
Ezra. He's the Flash.
Yeah, the Flash. He gave me vibes that stuck in my head.
Well, Michael B. Jordan. He didn't really do it, right?
No. Michael B. Jordan looks like he was ready for the Met Gala 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
what's her name? Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Minus the head.
He was eccentric, but he wasn't camp eccentric. He was like Game of Thrones eccentric. Like
somebody said that Frank Ocean looked like a ballet driver.
Yeah, he looked like security.
Driver.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
who else was out here?
Unfortunately for Frank Ocean, where he does represent the gay community.
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything.
He didn't go all out. How about my boy over here?
Yes. Especially
Billy Porter.
Billy Porter, when he wore the dress that turned into the suit.
I seen that one actually.
I shout out to Hawk. B Hawk. I told him that I felt like he could really carry that as well. I think he aesthetically being carried out like a pharaoh. It's so eccentric. It's so flamboyant.
So this is essentially what camp is.
100%.
Okay.
I think he
looks like he's dressing like Elton John. So you have to dress like Elton John.
Even Elton John, I don't think is hitting the mark. Elton John is between letting you know that he's gay and keeping it safe.
I got you.
Where I don't know.
My boo right here.
100%.
She fits it? You think
no,
so? I just love this outfit.
I love the outfit. I'm with you on the same page. I feel like she was also Met Gala 2 years ago. But beautiful.
I just think she's beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Emily Ratajkowski. I'm sorry, boo. I call her M.
We're almost there.
You know, I call her M when we're alone.
Yeah. No, she's beautiful.
How about 21?
No.
Nah. That was more like last year, right?
They're showing up like they're going to the Grammys, and I get it, but like...
so a lot of people played it safe, in a sense.
A lot of people played it safe.
I just think a lot of people didn't understand the theme, to be honest.
Rihanna didn't attend this year, did she?
I didn't see her, actually.
No, because somebody said Cardi B was the pizza sauce to her cheese gown a couple years ago.
How about French Montana?
No.
No?
He looks exactly like what he should be, but no.
An Arab prince?
No.
I did hear a lot about... did you see that video of Katy Perry in the bathroom changing into her cheeseburger outfit, and then J-Lo just walks by, and they're like, "Oh, hey, J-Lo."
Yeah.
She's like, "What the fuck are you bitches doing?"
See, like, if Harry Styles...
So this is it, essentially.
Yeah, if Harry Styles is truly a heterosexual male, he killed it because he's being flamboyant.
Okay.
Even if his partner is gay, like,
who is this
he
guy?
looks like he's gay. But like I'm saying, like
he looks like what's his face from
what did I say? He's delivering Prince vibes.
Okay.
So like for me, like even if he's gay or not, like together, they emphasize camp or like eccentricness. You know what I'm saying?
So who is this guy with Harry Styles? He reminds me of that guy from Queer Eye.
Like if I showed up as Prince, or we did a Milli Vanilli vibe as a Benatton group, that would be eccentric. You know what I'm saying?
So if we had a thing going, this would be us right here.
Honestly,
which one would you wear? Would you wear this red one, or would you wear the Harry Styles
all of our
black
gay
one?
friends, if Jay and I, as heterosexual males, if we were to do this, if Jay was bringing me or vice versa, if I was bringing you by a leash and I was kind of like in some like skimpy ass shit and you wore like a suit or vice versa, I know that's like honestly the gayest thing we could think about, but that would be so eccentric that I feel it would win, right?
If I showed up in a leash?
No, I'm saying if I had you by a leash.
Oh, damn.
Right?
Why do I have to be the one in a leash?
I'm saying if you brought me by a leash,
okay,
and like one of us was wearing like a suit.
Do I have to be on all fours?
Something like that.
Oh,
it could show domination.
God damn.
But I'm saying it's flamboyancy, right?
I got you.
I feel like
we'd be killing it on the red carpet.
We would killing it. Because
right.
I'm like somebody's...
I'll take it for the viralness.
But to me, honestly, from an art perspective, I feel like that would be... You know,
I was still trying to figure out who this is. The guy that is this a Gucci guy?
Which Gucci guy?
This is the Gucci guy, right? The designer for Gucci. See or no?
Is he the designer?
I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys at Gucci.
Unfortunately, as much as I love fashion, I'm not up on who's the front of Gucci right now.
Yeah, this is him, right?
Okay.
Alessandro Michel.
Okay,
that's him, right?
It's funny because Raul was Raul was telling me that he was being dressed by Gucci, so like they gave him a specific suit to wear.
Damn, that's crazy.
So my insider is that when I was speaking to Raul, is that one, his team wants to make him more in the forefront, like the spotlight. So they said that, you know, Gucci, since they are hosting, like every year, like Gucci.
Sorry to cut you off, but can you charge me up?
No, it's all good. What I'm saying is that Gucci kind of gives, you know, if they're hosting the Met Gala this year, Gucci made Raul's suit.
Okay.
So which I thought was pretty cool, and like what they're trying to do is push Raul as like a more of a celebrity more than the guy behind the scenes now.
Yeah.
He's like paid his dues, so like
Raul Avila.
There he is. There he is.
Is him right here? That's happy. I always see him smiling.
Press that picture.
Raul.
Hey. So wait, you know what I'm gonna do for you guys? So you don't.
This is a better picture of him right here.
So you guys don't.
This is him, right?
Yeah, that's Raul.
Yeah. Raul Avila.
So you guys don't think I'm blowing smoke out of my ass? This was Raul, my brother, his right hand man.
We know you're not. You don't have to show shit.
All right. So you maybe want to. Well, this is the picture.
Raul. I'll show you three sexy beasts.
Because I know Jay and I sometimes we name drop. We don't do it just to name drop, but we just try to. That looks very bright.
Yeah. This is like super over.
Yeah, it's like myself, my brother, and then Raul right there.
You probably won't be able to see it in the
photo. But Raul, like honestly, he's a sweetheart of a spirit and a person, and
dope man.
He's a dope guy.
Dope man.
When you think about like all those like beautiful floral arrangements you guys see for the Met Gala, this guy is the behind the scenes.
He's the man behind it.
Yeah.
There's a picture of this is Anna Wintour right here, right?
Yeah.
The lady.
You know what's cool? Like honestly, like these are the points in life like where you kind of feel cool about yourself. But I remember that Anna Wintour herself asked me not to take pictures of her. She asked Raul to tell me to turn my camera off when I was doing behind the scenes because I don't know. Maybe she likes to. She's a very strong and powerful businesswoman. She's actually really sweet outside of business, but she has to. I feel like she has to play a harder role.
Yeah.
In you know, who she is. So.
Just got the chills.
Nice.
I don't know why, but
is that a good chills or bad chills?
It's just whiskey chills.
Oh, whiskey chills.
Okay, so next topic. Are we good with the Met Gala? You have anything else you wanted to point out?
Surpassed
shit. Angry Train?
Angry Train.
First appearance in almost 2 hours. So this is a really long episode because I had a lot of topics to discuss. There was a lot of things that happened in the last week or so. But the next topic I want to tackle is May. May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay.
So what I wanted to jump into is a topic that I wanted to discuss last time, but I saved it for this one, is breaking the cycle.
Okay.
And to explain that really quick is breaking the cycle in the sense of generationally, we have this thing where we carry things as far as tradition, whether it be culturally or racially or whatever, you know what I mean? Tradition. I think we mentioned a few episodes ago the things that you have to unlearn because they're unhealthy things that you practice.
Yep.
And just things in general that it's I feel with mental health awareness, and I practice this with a lot of the kids that I work with. It's because you get caught up in this weird cycle where it's like the hurt people type of thing.
Let them know, Jay. Right? Let them know.
So not to get too personal, right? So it's like awareness, right? Awareness is the first step.
Okay.
And recognition.
Self-awareness.
Right. So self-awareness, recognition is the first step into self-healing.
Okay.
Right? So, fuck it. For the sake of transparency, I'm going to get a little personal here, right? So, let's take my parents, for example, right?
Yeah.
My mother in particular.
Okay.
My mother in particular is a very stern woman.
Okay. Shows
no emotion. She shows some emotion here and there, but it's like she has to be in a point where when she shows emotion, she feels vulnerable, and you can see it from a mile away. At least me, as a person that's taken a step back and very aware of what's going on with my family.
Now, do you feel this is from her upbringing of who her parents were?
That's exactly where I'm going with this. So, so my mom being very stern and very, I would say, for lack of a better term, a very strong person.
Okay.
I think that was, and I just learned this just recently because I've just been so self-aware with myself, is because of the job that I do, and just the type of person that I'm trying to be.
Okay.
In the sense of trying to understand myself, trying to understand everybody else that I'm interacting with, is a thing that I'm learning.
Do you feel like most people prepare this aspect of themselves, like you say that you're working on it? Do you do it for people that are within or amongst your circle presently, like your friends and your family, or are you doing it for when you have a kid?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Because
I always think that question is interesting because I feel like some people do it for one, and some people do it for the other.
Yeah. Because it's like, and like I said, this is something that I preach to one of my kids in particular. So this is a 13-year-old boy, 14-year-old actually, that I've been working with for almost 2 years now.
Okay.
And he's been through more than any 13-year-old should go through.
Okay.
So it's like his father left them at the age of 9 with no answers to why. His mother has her own mental health issues. She's undocumented and lazy, so she doesn't want to get her own job. I think she's suffering from her own mental health stuff. So he's in a home where it's like in not the best neighborhood.
And how is he doing as an individual? He's all right?
Not too well.
Gotcha.
So it's a thing that I try to preach to him, where it's like he needs to be the person to break the cycle.
Okay.
And I try to relate to him in the sense that where I am vulnerable to him so that he understands where I'm coming from.
And that's a big responsibility, I feel, as a mentor, because I wouldn't say it's a pressure as much as it is a goal that might feel heavy to the child you're working with.
It's both.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's a great responsibility to create that for them.
And it's a pressure that I unfortunately, as a person, the type of person that I am is a person that feels for these kinds of kids. Because it's like, I've been working with him, like I said, 2 years already.
Okay.
A little over 2 years. He's the first kid that I actually got at this job that I'm working, right? So he jumped from place to place where the typical person would be like, yo, he's too far. You're going to have to replace me. So replace me, have somebody else work with him.
Mm.
But it's like, he's had such inconsistency with providers and people coming in and out of his life, and even with his own family members, where it's like everybody's giving up on him. So it's like, me as a person, I was like, I don't want anybody to give up on me, so why would I give up on him, type of thing.
Do you feel that's a strength or a weakness of your specific career or job, where you feel that when you focus on somebody's potential rather of where they are specifically in the present, do you feel it's more of a challenge or like an unattainable promise? And I say that like not to challenge really you, but just sincerely how you feel.
With this kid in particular, I feel like it's definitely a challenge, number one, but it is definitely a thing that is necessary for a kid like this, because I can easily give up on this kid. I could have easily given up on this kid like a year and a half ago.
Gotcha.
I'd be like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm out. You live too far. You live another 20 minutes from where you used to live. And he could have easily lost himself, because he's gone through like 5 therapists. I've been the only behavior assistant that's been working with him.
Have you seen yourself achieve the goal of where you want to see these children, or have you seen most of the situations
with him or with everybody else?
Everyone.
It's give or take.
Okay.
In the sense where you have more failures than successes, but the successes overpower the failures. So we do this particular job in order to get these successes, right?
That's commendable.
Right. So it's with him in particular, we're trying to get him to an out-of-home treatment facility, because it's like his environment's so toxic, his family's so toxic for him that he can't even work on himself.
So you see the light within the darkness.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see his potential, and I've told him this dozens of times. I'm like, yo, I see your potential. I see where you can go. And I see your good side where nobody else can see your good side.
Gotcha.
And it's like, and I see him in that light when he's outside of his home. Okay. And this is the next step that we're going to take. And unfortunately, this is the step that I'm going to have to let go of him if we get him to this particular facility, which would be great for him, which is the last thing we want to do. We don't want to separate kids from their families.
Gotcha.
But at this point where I've been working with him for 2.5 years, and it's like no progress has been made, because he'll show potential for 2 weeks and then he'll have a blowout with his mom, where his mom is just like, she's had it.
Yeah.
So
it's almost sometimes like your child that you work with surpasses the mentality of the parents that gave them birth. And then sometimes you care more than the actual parents that's giving birth to them. Which is fucking sad. Yeah, I can imagine that. But it's like they surpass that mentality that really does break the cycle.
Yeah.
But since they're young and vulnerable, they might be influenced by the parent.
Yeah. Where
they end up back in the cycle.
It's so crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So the reason I brought this up is because everybody's battling with their own inner demons or whatever is that's going on in their family or whatever. So I wanted to ask you, because I'll tell you a little bit of my story, and you probably heard of it because I've been to you all the time. It's like, where do you think you are as a person, and where do you think you are breaking the cycle?
Gotcha.
Quote unquote, the cycle.
One was empathy. Unfortunately,
my phone's not charging on that, right?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna fix that for you. But what I was saying is, when
I'm passing my phone real quick. It's like the 4th time you put that out there.
I know. I thought it was the same. When it comes to my mother or my father, I feel like my father is very kind in the sense that he tries to please people that will never be reciprocal.
Yeah.
Or give him as much energy as he gives out. And it's the same thing for my mother, where she has this unlimited empathy for people, where she puts herself in shoes and expands the emotion more than what the person is feeling. So it's like she'll say like, oh, but don't you feel bad that this person doesn't have friends and whatnot? So for me, I wouldn't say that I'm cold-hearted because I feel so much empathy. I feel so many people and I feel like I'm sensitive in that sense. I feel like I feel so many people's emotions and how they feel in general. But I'm learning not to fall in the same category as the people that don't want to expand or better themselves.
Yeah.
And not give them that energy that somebody else would when you know that it's not going to go anywhere, when it's a lost cause. I think I've learned that as an individual and also from a financial standpoint, because I've mentioned that in the past, where there's almost been, since due to credit or anything else, there's been a frivolousness on spending because it's of the moment.
Yeah.
Where I actually feel the burden of my spending habits.
Okay.
Where I'm not saying that others don't, but it's less spoken about or emphasized. Where I want to break that cycle and build the foundation for any children that I might have in the future.
Yeah.
To set them up for success rather than set them up for emotional failure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So yours is more of a empathy thing?
Yeah, I would feel like,
where do you think, I guess the question is, where do you think you are as a person and what you're working on for yourself that is breaking the cycle of what your parents and your grandparents have been practicing and they passed down, whether subconsciously or not, to their child?
I feel like my emotions or my sincerity is at the forefront of my personality, where maybe even to other people that are not as comfortable with themselves, I feel like within my lifestyle that my honesty with my friends or people that I truly love might almost be a turnoff to them if they're not comfortable with themselves or ready for that type of feedback in their lives.
I've definitely seen that.
You know what I'm saying?
As a third person looking in.
Yeah, like I'm always gonna be honest with somebody I truly love and care about, and it might be taken wrong by some that are not 100% with themselves. But if you're 100% with yourself, you're gonna feel my love and sincerity, and you're actually gonna reflect. And it's one of those situations where I never mean to say it in harm, but I feel like I've been blessed, just like you, with the gift of seeing somebody in their final form and saying, hey, yourself is awaiting you 3 years from now. Can you just see that the way I see it?
Okay.
And that's the way I see it.
God damn.
Yeah. So some people get mad at me because they're not even there yet.
Yeah.
But I see that as a gift where it's like I love you. Can you love yourself too?
So either people fuck with you or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
So just to dive in a little more on my end. So the reason I brought this up is because I've been showing a lot more affection to my mother. Right.
Ever since you've been on keto, honestly, you've been like
positive mindset.
You've been positive, but like it's not even just positive. I feel like if we want to quote unquote put aura, your aura has no borders.
It's been different, right?
Yeah.
I've been trying to I don't know if it's like a mental thing or just seeing the changes or the boost in energy that has affected my emotional state.
Yeah. You're the first person in my life where I just explained what I said. I said, can you love yourself 3 years from now? You've reached that.
Goddamn.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, cheers to that. Like, because like honestly, like some people don't live to even see that in their whole lifetime. And what I'm saying is like, you've excelled past the part you thought was challenging.
Yeah.
And now you're limitless.
because I'm always looking for the next challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the beauty of like self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
is like you can see where you are as a person
Mm-hmm.
in the present state, right?
Okay.
And then me as a person, I always want to better myself.
Yeah.
So I'll look at my flaws
Mm-hmm.
and I'll acknowledge those flaws,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's me being self-aware or somebody else pointing them out to me.
See, you surpassed personal expectation
Mm-hmm.
to the point you're influencing others.
Right.
And I think that's what's super strong about it.
And that's what I like about like the things that we're doing right now. Because it's like, I have a friend, Carlos, if you're listening to this. Oh, shit. I got a blur. I'm sorry for the last few minutes. But Carlos and a couple other my friends are very annoyed by the fact that I post a lot of my keto shit.
Okay.
But it's like, they could mean it joking around, but it's like, they don't know what goes on in my DMs. Like, I get a lot of people that are like, yo, you inspire me, or you do this, you do that, or I was having a shitty day and this thing that you posted is inspired me to do this, this, and that. You know what I mean?
You took the leap of faith people dream about.
Right. So it's like stuff like that keeps me going.
Okay.
Whether it's on this diet, on this health journey, on the music tip, or, you know, just taking risks in life in general. You know what I mean? So, you know, just going back and, you know, just getting a little more personal. My mom wasn't a very affectionate person. She's not very empathetic. She's always like in her head. She's always like trying to criticize others to, I don't know if it's but to make herself feel better, or if that's what she's used to. So me as a person who's self-aware of what she has been through, and this is me, you know, just talking to people in my family. Like, I really got hit hard when I went to Florida a couple months ago. And one of my aunts, who's becoming a little more self-aware of herself, she was like, listen, our mom never showed us affection. Our mom was never this person, never that person. So I'm trying to show this to my kids or whatever. So then that like resonated with me. And I'm like, okay, I kind of see where my mom is coming from. So I'm like, okay, so she didn't receive affection to her mother, who passed away a few years ago. So I can kind of see where she's at as a person.
You know what I see it as? It's kind of like, if anybody's familiar with this term, but it's more from a religious aspect, but purgatory. People end up in a state of purgatory of where they're trying to find the answer of why they're here.
Right.
Why they feel the way they do. And I feel like a lot of people, we all go through it, but like I feel like we're in a state of purgatory, finding out why we died to ourselves. Why are we in the state and the position that we are in? And I feel like if your mother's going through that, the only like, in a sense, your mother created you. Right? So in a sense, like, you are the only expendable, quote unquote, light to her life, to let her realize why she does what she does, because you might be the extension. Like, any mother that gives birth or father that gives birth, I feel like a child is an extension to their love. And that doesn't go for everybody, you know. Some children want to, you know, end up in the garbage, but it is like very dark. But I'm saying, like, for you, since you have a great head on your shoulders, you might be one of these days, if you haven't already chipped away at it, you might be the answer to why.
You know what's crazy? Now that you mentioned that, right? So I don't know if a lot of people know, but I've not let you know that I started going to church. As the last year or so, right?
And this is like interesting to me because I know Jay.
I've never been a religious person.
Never. He was actually like, honestly, there's other parts of his family or people within his family that I knew would get on his nerves. Discriminate him for his tattoos, discriminate him for his lack of faith.
Right.
So for me, this is interesting, and I'm actually interested in what you're about to say.
When I got into this, it was mostly like a comfort thing, right? So it's like Amy invited me because she's asked me for so long. So I was like, let me just go on Easter and check it out. So I fell in love with the fact that they are super chill people. So it's kind of like a session where you just sit there and just listen. There's live music. It's dope. I love music. So it's dope vibes. And everybody makes me feel so welcome there, right?
Okay.
So the reason I brought that up is because one day I was talking to one of the pastors, right? So there's two of them. There's a husband and wife.
Yeah.
So the husband is super chill. I would probably relate him a lot to me.
Okay.
Where he's like very funny, and just not tooting my own horn, but you know, kind of like funny, laid back, kind of geeky, a little nerdy.
Okay.
And his wife is the powerful one, I would say.
Okay.
You know, the very spiritual one, the
Gotcha.
very the very good
grounded,
public,
like grounded type.
yeah, the very good public speaker, the very enthusiastic one, the very
Mhm.
powerful one, I would say.
Gotcha.
So I was having a conversation with her, with Amy, talking about, you know, where we're going in life. And it's like, you know, we're just trying to ask for some like positive vibes, positive blessings and stuff like that. And so she goes, I kind of see you as the kingly anointed. And I'm like, what do you mean? So she goes, I see you as the type that's the foundation and the anchor to a lot of the things that you do, whether it be family or anything else that you do. And Amy was more of the emotional beacon.
Okay.
And this is just me paraphrasing what she was saying.
Okay.
From what I understood. So she's like the emotional beacon. So she's the one that's like, yo, I'm not feeling these vibes. And I'm the one that's like, that's what you're feeling? Okay. So this is what we do. You know? So when she mentioned that, and then she goes along to say, like, you are the one that is supposed to be the one that keeps your family together. And you are the rock to your family. And I'm like, God damn, how does she know this shit? So I took that to heart, and I am really running with that.
Yeah.
And you and a couple other people know that I have a really rough relationship with my sister in particular, right?
Yeah.
So,
which I always find, I mean, from a personal perspective, I feel like it's always weird because I've seen your sister in her own light, and I've seen you in your own light. So, like, when it comes to your sister, there's always been a hospitality and a love when it comes towards me. My relationship with your sister is very...
When it comes towards others.
Yeah, like if I came to your house, you weren't there, right? I have no association in a quote unquote to her. Outside that, I know you.
That's a cultural thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I remember one day I was working on a music video, and she invited me in, and she's like, I made vegetable lasagna. Would you like some? And to me, it doesn't get better than that, where it's heartwarming. Not everybody extends themselves like that. And I know she has a very... She's like you in a sense, where you guys, I don't know, maybe if you guys are not focusing on that right now or seeing eye to eye to that. She has depth and emotion to you, but she also has a forefront to entertain the people around her. So it's like a clash.
And that's the point that I'm trying to get at, where it's like, and it's crazy to see a family dynamic where two parents are raising this two kids in the same household, same foundation, but whether it's them treating one differently than the other, I don't know if that's what our case is, but she's in this constant,
especially because female versus male,
right? Especially in our culture, it's like a big thing where it's like the male is given more, and there's a lot of cultures where the male is given more freedom. The male is given more this, more that than the female. Whatever,
like,
it is what it is.
The more you have sex with females, you're a pimp, versus the chick, she's a hoe. Like
right. So it's something along those lines. But she's in this constant like competition with me.
Gotcha.
That it's like one-sided.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And we had this blow up like 2 weeks ago, where it's evident that the insecurity is there, and she's in this competition with me that I was not aware of.
But I'll tell you, in all sincerity, as your friend and a distant brother, I know you and her, outside of everything else, I know there's like a sincere love, but the miscommunication fucks it all up.
And that's where it bothers me, because it's like, we'll take a step forward, and then something will make us take 2 steps back.
I know.
Or 3 steps back.
And it's that guardedness that fucks it all up.
Like I mentioned, there's like this these two parents raise these two kids in
Mhm.
the same household on the same roof, and it's like how these two kids can turn out so different. You
I
know what I
seen
mean?
that with GT and his brother Chris.
Perfect example.
Mhm.
And it's a thing where self-awareness is there
Mhm.
and self-reflection is there, where it's like somebody will call me out on my bullshit,
Mhm.
or somebody will call me out on my flaws,
Mhm.
and I'm like, maybe I'll take it offensive at first,
Mhm.
but after a few minutes, I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
let me take a step back.
Yeah.
Let me think about this. Okay, does this person have a reason? Okay, let me talk to this other person. Like, yo, am I bugging,
Mhm.
or is this true?
Yeah.
And that's where I always emphasize the fact where you need to surround yourself with people that have your best interests,
Mm.
where people aren't yes men. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like my sister surrounds herself with a bunch of yes men
Mm.
and people that are either afraid of her for whatever reason, or they are afraid to see her reaction.
It's not even that. I feel it's more of it's like, how heavily invested are you? Because I feel like most people, like, I can only be on, like, as my friend for as many years. Anything that I tell you, it's literally like how I'm giving back into the foundation. Like, if I tell you something, it's all out of sincerity, even if it makes you mad.
No, I get
Versus
that.
somebody, like, if somebody doesn't really care, it's just to make them sound cooler. There's no reciprocation. There's no real bond between person A and person B, because all they care about is how person A looks versus how person B ends up at the end of the day. So from my end, if you are messing up, if you're doing exceptionally well, I'm going to emphasize on either or, versus who you surround yourself around. And I feel like, because the person has to put up a front for the people that they interact with, you're never getting a real sincere feedback. And that's my problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see it with even people that they consider the right hand man or woman. You're never getting the real, because they're there to, one, brown nose you, two, just get their way, or three, it ends up being a business rather than a real relationship.
Yeah. And I see that a lot in our dynamic, where it's like, I try to put my pride to the side, and I try to make things work. And it's like, it hurts me, to be honest. It hurts me to see a relationship like this. And it's like, I always like, only white people can go like years without talking to their brother and sister and stuff like that. And it's like, we live in the same goddamn household. Like, really? And it's like, this hurt that I get from her. And I get it. I completely understand it. And it's like, you need to be self-aware. And I'm really, really fucking trying deep down inside to build up the courage to be like, yo, what's good? Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I feel like, I mean, in a sense, to wrap it together for what we were speaking about, it's like Tony Stark knew the danger and what he had to give up to get what he needed, to give what he cared about, and the loved ones the life that they wanted. And it's the same thing. Sometimes it's gonna suck. The relationship, the interaction is gonna suck, but your sacrifice of what you have to say, what you have to do, will mean the universe savior at the end of the day. And I feel it's the same thing with any of your loved ones, like your mother, your sister, your father, your cousins. You being the intelligent, the atom of the family, sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself in energy to get everybody where you need. Boom.
It fucking sucks, man. Yeah. It's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess just to wrap this topic up, it's like, you have to like take a step back and kind of understand where everybody's coming from, where you can like in the sense of me and let's say my mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my dad were always like pretty cool. My
Mm.
dad's always pretty cool, chill guy. My mom has always been like that, like I said, stone cold person, doesn't show really emotion, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you what you want to do with that particular relationship. You know what I mean? And in my particular case, it's like, okay, I want to have a better relationship with my mom because that's how it should be,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I have to put my pride to the side and be like, yo, she hasn't received any affection.
Mm-hmm.
How about okay, so it's like the 3 tiers, right?
Mm.
So it's her mom, my mom, and then me.
Yeah.
So if she hasn't had any affection coming this way,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw some affection up that way.
Yeah.
And I've seen a big difference in our relationship because it's like I'll come in, give her a hug, give her a kiss on the forehead, or give her a hug. It's still to this day is a little uncomfortable for her because I'll see her like just like okay, because she's not used to it.
Funny
the way
the way you feel on that aspect is like my mother and my father never had siblings, so even though I'm their son, I give it to them real, like I'm their brother or their sister or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, hey, have you ever reflected on this?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no. I'm like, I love you. You should know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And the funny thing now that you mentioned your parents is like I feel like I talk to your mom more than I talk to my mom, which is crazy. Yeah.
Really?
One being that I'm always here. Number
True.
one. Number two, I'm never really home.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm either working or out here at the studio or, just doing shit to better myself and, better my situation or whatever. So, but the little bit of time that I do spend with my mom, I'm like, hey, listen, what's up? How you been? And I've been trying to fix that relationship because it's been so disconnected the past few years, for all these years, so as long as I've been alive. And, and just recently it's just like I've been noticing that I have to be that person that does that change, has to break that cycle. And, for anybody that's out there trying to understand themselves and their relationship with other people, it doesn't have to be like a kid and parent relationship. It could be a relationship between, significant others.
You're
or anything.
also working as Ant-Man. You're going into the time, the time.
The quantum realm.
You're going into the quantum realm and you're trying to heal things.
Mm-hmm. So it's crazy because another thing is like my dad and his dad. His dad was always about himself and always, trying to get the next nut or whatever, for lack of a better term. Rest in peace to him. But you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to the nut getter.
Yeah, but the later we got into his life and the closer we got to his demise, I noticed that he was a very lonely person, and I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? And I know as my dad, he's definitely not that guy. Yeah. And I think he was the one to break that cycle. And I want to be that person for whoever.
Frankly,
if anybody comes after me.
I could never see you in that position.
Right?
No.
Yeah. Because I'm more self-aware and like I said, I try to be a better person every single day.
Yeah.
And, for anybody out there struggling and anybody out there like, going through a rough relationship or rough patch with anybody, just like, it's not worth it. Just try to swallow your pride. And I'm really trying. Yeah. And I'm going to make efforts to repair my relationship with my sister, whether she's listening to this or not.
You are the person that people speak about highly even when you're not in the room. You're always kept in high regards. Because,
I hope so.
Yeah, no, not even that you...
I want people, and I think Charlemagne said this, Charlemagne the God. He said, be that, or somebody else that he was quoting, but he says, be that person that you want to be celebrated at your funeral. Exactly. So when you pass away, you want to be celebrated rather than mourned.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And even like I explained in the past on older podcasts, I said, we try so hard to be the person that we want to be represented as in our minds. And a lot of the time people don't see it as that. But I also came across a quote recently saying that everybody's at a different position in their lives right now. So just because they don't recognize how you're reacting to a situation or how you're involving yourself doesn't mean that what you're doing is wrong. Like, the person's reaction to what you do doesn't mean it's a self-reflection of what you're trying to emphasize. So I think that's very important. We're all at different levels in our lives, and just like you with your children, in the sense that the children that you oversee from different families, even though they're not at the level that you are as a man or a person in general, you're trying to elevate them to that level. And there's nothing wrong with them, even if they react differently or whatever is happening at the moment. You're building and you're elevating them to a level of understanding, of reciprocation, of forgiveness, of intelligence, and of intuition that will guide them to the North Star, quote unquote, of life. And I think that that's the most important. So when you're self-reflecting and you're as vulnerable and as open as a human being as they can be within their youth, I think that that's the change that changes the DNA of the universe, quote unquote. Again, that makes life very interesting.
6 God prayer hands.
6 God prayer hands.
So I really gotta take a piss.
It's all right.
So to wrap things up, what do you do for self-care?
Self-care, I target and I emphasize that feeling of happiness, of pure inspiration, of
What do you do physically?
Physically for self-care, I push myself even when I don't think I'm able to. When anxiety kicks,
I really can't hold this.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, I really can't hold this. I'm gonna go pee.
All right. So what I was saying, basically, is that when it comes to self-care for myself, I take a moment and I'm judgmental of myself, and I'm saying in the healthy manner where I recognize that if I keep continuing in this rhythm or the way that I express myself or whatever, it's never going to work to my benefit. And I feel like, I don't know what women go through.
Can you stop your IG story? I
Sorry.
just saw Cass like half naked on your
I don't know what women go through when it comes to birth. I'll never know as a man. But I feel like when they sacrifice their pleasures for pain, when they give birth to give life, I feel it's the same pain that you should go through. I'm saying
You're getting mad deep right now.
No, I'm saying like I feel like that's the same pain you have to go through emotionally to realize, or again, give birth to the new enlightenment or idea of where you should be as a human being. So your self peace, your betterment, with whether it's health or mindset or anything else, should hurt. It should be excruciating for you to get the idea that you've been able to because your children are not just a creation, it's an extension of you DNA wise.
Yeah.
So it's the same way for me. It's like, if you want to continue, if you want that your values and your personality to continue within life, it's the same thing. You do that by giving birth to a child because they carry on certain traits of you. It's the same thing with yourself. You have to go through excruciating pain. Like, there's the pleasure part of like, you're doing you, like you're drinking, you're going out, you're getting high or whatever. And then you realize, I can't do this forever.
Yeah.
And that's the pain.
Goddamn.
And then boom.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
Nah, like.
But you're getting mad deep. Hold on.
But
wait. Hold on. What I'm asking you is, what do you do personally
Personally?
to take a step back and take a deep breath.
To take a
Let's say you're feeling overwhelmed. What do you do?
my first
take a step back?
my first red flag is when I feel out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm too harsh, like even if like it's like my mother or something, and I feel like I'm becoming the worst part of my my father, or my worst part of my mother in reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, hey, this is not the salt and pepper I wanted to take from them. This is not the seasoning that I wanted to make me the like best person I can be.
Way too bland.
Yeah, it's like I'm like
good for steak.
I'm telling myself, okay, this is the reason why my father went to physical aggression rather than emotional or expressional aggression.
Okay.
And this is not where I want to end up.
So what do you do in that case? Like physically, what do you do? Do you read a book? Do you go out and get fresh air? That's where I'm going with that. Like, what do you do to better yourself? What do you do to help yourself calm down? What do you do when you're feeling overwhelmed?
Within my own relationship, I would say with my significant other, I would say I emphasize on what I should change to be more understanding or more self-reflective within the relationship of why is the relationship feeling the way it is? Is it more my partner or is it more me? And I think that I give more of, I wouldn't say boundary, but I give more of an expansion to who I should become rather than who I've been.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, cool.
But it doesn't answer my question.
I'm sorry. No,
wait.
It comes more with it's taking the leaps and bounds like keto.
Yeah.
Right. I've done keto.
Right.
Because I saw myself like Thor. Like I was getting overweight.
Exactly where I was going with that.
And what I'm saying is like, this is not how I see myself in my final form. Yeah. So what do I do to change it?
Exactly where I was going with that.
Yeah. So
you switch up your diet.
I switch up my diet.
Okay.
Because I take even if it's not all the pleasantries, like it's not the chocolate cake and the brownies I have at the end of every meal that makes me happy. It's how I represent myself in my physical form. That it's kind of like fashion. Why I love fashion is because fashion speaks for you before you open your mouth.
Well, there you go.
So my physical representation speaks for how I feel before anything.
Speak on it, man. That's where I was going with this.
There you go.
So I'll give you an example of myself, right? So whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, whenever I'm feeling like I need to break out of a cycle, I either, again, self-reflect, take a step back, and look at myself. I can't be a yes man to myself. Like I can't always be right. You know what I mean? So go out for walks. I go to the gym. Yeah. I go out for runs, listen to music, watch movies, talk to my friends.
Big emphasis on movies.
Talk to my friends. Talk to Amy Kim. Cook. I've been learning to cook lately. Yeah. So
see, these are the points. And I'm telling you, as a friend, as a brother, like you entering cooking world, I don't know what it represents to you. But as somebody that's been in your life for all these years, when you cook, when you smile, when you share something with me that you've made, that's the same significance. That's the same sincerity. When you present to me, hey, I'm a dad, look at my son one day. It's that same realness that you're saying, hey, look what I created. Look what I made from all the positivity that I held. You know what I'm saying?
Look at my little cheesecake.
That's what I'm saying. And when you see my reaction and when I'm expressing to you, hey, like, I feel you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't end that a better way.
That's been episode 15. So you know what we're going to do?
We're going to call this Whiskey Talk.
Yeah.
After our boy Alex.
We're going to start the intro with the outro. Real
Wait,
slow.
hold on. Wait. Don't do that just yet.
Okay.
This has been mad long. But let's do this the right way. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on that little bell for the notifications whenever we post this video. This one's super long. This is almost like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Again, we're switching distributors. So if you see our episodes disappear, I apologize, but they will be up immediately right after that. I'll probably do the change sometime by the time you hear this episode. But once you hear this episode, please go to your provider, your streaming service, whether it be Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever other streaming service plays podcasts. Rate,
Yes.
leave a comment, leave a review, leave anything, because everybody looks at numbers. If you go into an app store, the first thing you look at is what are the stars look like. If it's a 4-star game, I'm going to look at it. And then I'm going to look at the reviews. Why is it 4 stars? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with podcasts. Same thing with songs. Make sure you go on there. Give us a like. Give us anything. Give us a stream. Even though it pays us 0.006 cents. It's something. You know what I'm saying?
You give us one, we'll give you two.
Absolutely. So we love you guys as you love us. And make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about us. Shout out to Wepa Vibes for this shirt.
Hey.
I don't know if they're still around, but I love this shirt. It fits me nicely. Cuffs my boobies really nice. But that was an episode of Whiskey Talk. That was episode 15 of the Terrible Reception Podcast. Thank you for sticking around with us. We love you guys. Sorry for getting all mushy at the end, but
if you guys leave with something, just keep improving yourselves.
Yes, sir.
And end up in the position where you want to be in this life. Because again, we only have like a small amount of time. So if you get what you want in the small amount of time because you became right with yourself, the answer is there. The answer to life.
Amen. And hope you like the new format, because Richard's up here and I'm down here.
Boom.
That's going to be the new format moving forward. Hope you guys like it. Makes the video editing process 100 times faster.
Preach.
So we can get these videos out quicker to you guys. Apologies if we don't have a gallery section today, but we will hit you guys with episode 16 gallery section, shouting out people that we like and support. And, just preach the Terrible Reception Podcast to anybody that hasn't listened to us yet. If you don't like our shit, just pass it on to somebody that you think will like us. And, moving forward.
Start the intro with the outro. You know what it is.
Whiskey Talk. Bye-bye.